they apply a statistical learning technique to build their translation model. So in a similar way, someone like Google might exhaustively document each of those 6,900 languages to a point where translation of the complete Bible is possible at the press of a button. Now, of course, if you're familiar with Google Translate, you'll be aware that there is built into it, which is where Babel is falling behind, the capacity for native language speakers to make corrections. So it's an ongoing, constantly evolving system, whereas Babel, I think, so far is locked, hasn't opened its model yet. And clearly, remember I'm being provocative, clearly the technology is in its infancy, but it is rapidly improving each day. The second prediction is personalised translation. With the emphasis on the individual, we may see the day when we're able to translate a Bible specifically for you. Just for you. Now, a personal profile would be built up through mapping your genetic dispositions, which is offered now through 23andMe, where for $399 US, you receive a kit, you swab yourself, you send it back and they tell you your medical dispositions, which must be a real hoot of a time reading that, and your genetic ancestry. You can have that now. The personal profile would also include complete analysis of your online behaviour, the photos you post, the status bar entries, the photos you view, the websites, all of that would be collated to give a real sense of a Mark Brown profile on the net. And from this, and obviously not just this, but from this could be created a translation unique to you. So right now there are 250 English translations in the world. And you know, from the Bible Society, I can tell you we have about 3,500 products. And there are lots and lots and lots and lots of different Bibles. I mean, my favourite is the Backpacker's Bible, or what do you call it, Tramping Bible, which can withstand a rockfall. I'm not sure if it's withstood a rockfall, you're going to be in any position to read the Word of God, but that's how it's been designed. There's the Surface Bible. There's the Bible you can read when you're in the shower, it's waterproof. And my daughter's favourite is the Pink Fluffy Bible. We have a massive amount of varieties, I'm sure you're aware. And in part, if I'm honest, it's to sell Bibles, but it's also to segment the market so that we can encourage, hopefully encourage you, when you find a Bible that's kind of vaguely in your area of interest, to read it more. So, what if we reduced that market from Surface to just one person, me? A Bible just for you. It may well assist in Bible engagement. Now let me give you a simple example of this. Imagine the genetic analysis, and this is a serious example. The genetic analysis showed that John was disposed to depression, and he had a deep appreciation of oceans. Now with this profile, and obviously a vast amount of other data that is collated, I'm simplifying it for this example, a Bible is created online for John, where passages that account for his melancholic nature are emphasised, perhaps with associated study material. And the artwork takes into account his love of the ocean. It's a simple example. The third and final prediction. The third and final prediction is the semantic Bible. Right now the web works through linking pages. One page links to another page, and so on. The next step is the semantic web, where data within the pages is linked rather than the pages themselves. Now this semantic web was created by Tim Berners-Lee, who's based here in the UK, who 20 years ago invented the World Wide Web. Now he describes the semantic web as not a separate web, but an extension of the current one, in which information is given well-defined meaning, better enabling computers and people to work in cooperation. Now, if you're new to the semantic web, as I was not that long ago, it takes a bit to get your head around. So I'm going to give you an example that worked for me and hopefully works for you. Let's say the web, as it is now, the present web, is you, this room full of people. This room is a web page. And you, each of you are a piece of data on that web page. Right now, this web page, this room, has a tag. And the tag would be room full of people. Or the tag might be Christians, internet, digital revolution, whatever. They're very broad descriptors of that page, of this room. Well, with the semantic web, the room full of people, with the semantic web, the room full of people is identified as Michael, a plumber who loves classical music, Indian food and colours his hair once a month. Or Janice, who is wearing a green jumpsuit and thinks highly of Mongolian yak cheese, and so on. We get down to specifics and detail. We start to understand. We start to really get into the detail. Here's Elsa Wright. Here is her interest. Here is her specifics. She's wearing glasses. Really right down to the detail. The semantic web will provide the ability to categorise in much more detail what is contained on a website, application, or database. Now, following the example a little bit further, if one room of people, so let's say there's another room just over there, which is another web page full of people. Now, if we wanted to talk to them, this is the link between pages, we would send a representative. Colin is going to head out and be our representative, and he is going to represent us all and tell that room what sort of things that we've got in this room. Well, with the semantic web, each of you can talk to each of them over there. Each of you can communicate. So rather than simply link a page, we link all the words